The Water Cycle, AP Biology, Period 7 by Victoria, Samantha, Layla, and Jolie. Hello, I am Victoria, and to begin with, I will be explaining the importance of water and its properties. To begin with, we need to understand the importance of water. So, water is necessary for life and universally important for all organisms that have different needs. It is a universal solvent and makes up about 60 to 75% of the human body weight. It can help with specific chemical processes that allow the build and breakdown of cellular components to occur. It also possesses a basic molecular structure that aids in maintaining crucial forms for the outside membrane and the inner parts of the cells. Water also affects the building blocks of cells, proteins, and DNA. Moreover, water lubricates joints, protects cells, transports nutrients and oxygen, dissolves minerals and nutrients, and aids in regulating body temperature. Additionally, it keeps the internal organs, mouth, nose, and eyes hydrated. Water is truly necessary for photosynthesis as well. To continue, we'll be discussing the properties of water. So, firstly, cohesive properties. Water molecules are attracted to each other, sticking together, causing the water molecules to be clumped together in drops. This is because of water's ability to form hydrogen bonds. And secondly, its adhesive properties. So, the attraction of molecules of one kind to molecules of a different kind. A bond forms between the negative side of a water molecule with the positive side of another. This is important inside of plants because it allows water to climb up. This motion is also called capillary action. So the third property is surface tension. So it's basically the property of a liquid surface that allows it to resist an external force. Due to the cohesive nature of its molecules, it can hold about 50 grams per square meter before even breaking. Water striders can walk on water because of water's high surface tension, but also due to hydrophobic legs. They're also too light to penetrate the surface. So the heat of water also affects the surface tension as it decreases as temperature increases, because the hydrogen bonds between the water molecules start to break. So, another property is high specific heat. It takes more energy to increase the temperature of water compared to other substances. Water has the highest specific heat capacity of any liquid. Fifth and last property is its polarity. Water is a polar molecule made up of two positive hydrogens and one negative oxygen atom. The polarity of water allows water molecules to attract to one another and the other polar molecules. The polarity of water allows water to form hydrogen bonds.
The water cycle is a system that includes many stages, which are evaporation, condensation, transpiration, precipitation, infiltration, and runoff. The water cycle impacts the weather patterns on Earth and regulates temperature as it circulates important minerals and creates various geographical features.
Step 1. Evaporation. Waters change from a liquid state to a gaseous state. Factors like sun radiation, air temperature, vapor pressure, wind, and atmospheric pressure affect the rate/amount of evaporation. Evaporation is when the moisture of water is lifted into the atmosphere from the ocean, land surfaces, just any body of water. It is shown as water vapor.
The second stage in the water cycle is transpiration. It is the passive process of water movement through a plant and the evaporation of water from the plant through the stomata in the leaves, stems, and flowers. It is controlled by the humidity in the atmosphere and the soil's moisture. Plants transpire to move nutrients to the upper portion of the plants and to cool the leaves exposed to the sun. So, to add more about transpiration, we did a little bit of research. So, Stephen Hales, an English botanist and physiologist, conducted the first studies of transpiration. He discovered that water and dissolved nutrients from the roots continuously flowed upward due to transpiration, which was produced by the leaves. Also, an excessive amount of transpiration can be very harmful to a plant. When a plant loses more water than it takes in, its growth may be stunned and eventually die from dehydration. It has also been argued that transpiration gives plants the energy to move water and may also help plants dissipate heat when exposed to direct sunlight.
Step 3. Sublimation. The process where snow and ice change into water vapor in the air without first melting into water. It is caused by the absorption of heat, which provides enough energy for some molecules to overcome the attractive forces around them and escape into the vapor phase.
Condensation, which is the process where water changes from the vapor state to the liquid state. During condensation, the water vapor will condense into small particles that allow dew, fog, or clouds to form. Condensation usually occurs when the air cools or when the amount of vapor in the air increases to its saturation point. The fifth stage of the water cycle is precipitation, which is the process that occurs when any form of water particles fall from the atmosphere and they touch the ground. It involves two sub-processes, the coalescence and ice crystal process. As the water drops reach a specific size, the drop will become exposed to gravity and it will have a frictional drag. Precipitation may fall into a body of water or land. After that, it will end up dispersing in different ways. There are many forms of precipitation, which include sleet, snow, hail, and rain.
Step 6. Runoff. A flow of the water from a drainage basin that appears in surface streams. The flow of it is made from direct precipitation that falls on the stream. Surface runoff flows over the land surface and throughout channels, whereas subsurface runoff infiltrates the surface soil, it moves towards the stream, and groundwater runoff.
The last and final stage of the water cycle is infiltration, which is the physical process that involves the movement of water through a certain boundary area where the atmosphere will interface with the soil. Infiltration is usually caused by gravity, capillary forces, absorption, and osmosis.